my YouTube channel. My name is Karen Prince, and today I'm going to show you guys how I did my hair. Okay, so this video is going to be for the person who's interested in a boho style that's full but not heavy, but you want to tailor it to the perfect density for you. So at the end of this video, I am going to give you guys tips and tricks on how to manipulate the boho pieces so that it fits the density that you want. Okay, so please stay tuned after the installation at the end for some FAQs and for some tips on how to achieve your perfect boho style for you. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this video and let's get into it. Okay, so today we are going to be using hair from the brand Ywigs. This is their loose deep wave, and it is their double drawn hair. So this hair is going to be super full and super high quality, okay? Full from the top to the bottom, all right? This is some of my favorite hair that they offer. I like to go ahead and wash my hair before I install it. So this is what it looks like after it's been washed. It looks like, you know, almost like raw hair. I did go ahead and use some synthetic hair, just one pack, just to add a little bit of thickness to my natural hair because I am a fine hair girly. Okay, so to get started, these are the products that I'm using. Now, I do not recommend this beeswax, but I am just trying to get out of the gel, okay? But I did use this to help with braiding my hair, and then I did go ahead and use this nail glue to seal my ends. You do not have to use nail glue. You can totally tie your ends, okay? This is the size of synthetic hair that I use, just a very small amount. Like I said, I just use it to add it in at the very beginning to give my hair a little bit of density. Now, as far as the human hair pieces, this is the size that I am going to be using, okay? Be mindful of the size of human hair pieces you're adding in at once, depending on the size of your braid. So here you can see I'm holding a piece that looks slightly fuller than the other one. I use the smaller pieces like this on my edges so that the braids aren't heavy around my perimeter. Okay, so to get started on the installation, I did go ahead and take that grease and just smooth it along my hair, okay? After that, I'm going to go ahead and take the synthetic hair, and I like to just keep one side completely together and split the other side in two, and then I go ahead and add the synthetic hair into my natural hair as if I'm starting off a normal braid. I line the synthetic pieces up with my natural hair and begin to braid. And then before I complete a full braid rotation, I go ahead, pick up my human hair, add it into the center strand, and then begin to braid down slowly so that the hair does not slip. Now, I only did this for rows 6 and row 7. You do not have to add that piece in at the very top of your braid, but I did that so the hair can appear to look full. So this is how you're going to want to add in the hair along the length of your braid, okay? You're going to take the short piece, line it up with the center strand, and then you're going to begin to braid both sides of the human hair piece down into your braid, at least about 1 inch, and then you're going to fish out the long piece of the human hair and then continue to braid down. Braiding your hair this way is going to ensure that you only experience minimal shedding. I highly suggest you attach your human hair pieces in this way. It is extremely secure and the shedding is so minimal. It takes a little bit of time, but I'm telling you, okay, it's worth it in the end. This is the sure way to make sure that your braids are not shedding all over the place, okay? So for this particular braid, I added in 6 pieces. I'll be explaining my hair chart at the end. And then to add the end piece, you do the same thing and begin to braid down, except this time you don't pull any hair out, you just braid all the way down. Now, I'm a glue girly when it comes to boho braid. It's what I prefer, so I like to go ahead and take a little dab of glue, put some glue on one side, put some glue on the other side, use my fan to help the glue dry down, and then I palm roll it. After that, I go ahead and I take my scissors and I cut off any pieces sticking outside of the braid, and there you have it. Okay, so after I have finished installing my braids, I do like to go ahead and shape up my style. You can see here there's some scraggly ends, so I'm just going to cut that up and even it out. I did cut it a little bit shorter after this. I'm loving the blunt look. Actually, it is just giving. Okay, and you can see that my hair is a little oily from that grease. Okay, I did go ahead and do a light shampoo on my ends with a clarifying shampoo to get that grease out. To shape up the sides of my hair and kind of frame my face a little bit more, I did go ahead and cut and tailor those boho pieces on my perimeter braids to make them suit the kind of shape I was going for. If this is a normal day for you and you're just waking up, go ahead and just take your spray bottle, okay? And you're going to want to spray your hair down to refresh your curls, and that's it. That is how I did my hair. Okay. Now that we see how to install the hair, let's get into these tips and some FAQs, okay? Also, my hair chart. Matter of fact, let's just start with the hair chart. So, I don't feel like making the hair chart, so I'm just going to explain it, okay? Please bear with me. It's not hard to understand, okay? So for this particular style, when I did my hair, I go ahead and make a part from ear to ear. I separate the front from the back, okay? So once I start with the back, I start at my nape and I work my way all the way up until I can't make a good enough section, okay? So in the back of my head, I have 8 rows, okay? I'm going to give you the braid count and how many pieces I put on each braid, all right? And this includes the end piece, all right? For the first row at the very bottom, I don't braid the very bottom of my nape. I stopped doing that because I don't like the tension. Okay, so but the first row, I have 5 braids and I put 1 piece only on the end. Because I did this because I didn't want it excessively full. Second row, I have 8 braids, 3 human hair pieces. Third row, 9 braids, 4 human hair pieces. Fourth row, 10 braids, 4 human hair pieces. Fifth row, 10 braids, 5 human hair pieces. Sixth row, 10 braids, 5 human hair pieces. Row 7, 8 braids, 6 pieces. Row 8, 6 braids, 6 pieces. Now as you go, you are going to look at the density and start to see where you need to add and take away hair based off the fullness. What I will say is give yourself some lenience. Be lenient with the hair, because when you first install hair, it's bigger. The next day or the following day, it's going to compress down, or if you put water on it, it's going to look smaller and the curls are going to clump. So as you're putting it in, it may look bigger, so just keep that in mind, okay? Now for the front of my head, I always part down the middle once I get to the front section, and then I do what I do on one side, I do on the other side, okay? So for row 1, I start at my ear, and then row 7 meets at the middle part, okay? So I have 7 rows on either side of my middle part. So for the front section, on my perimeter where I feel like my hair is more sensitive, I use just a little bit of human hair on those sections, so I make sure the pieces of human hair are actually smaller than normal, and I use a very short amount of synthetic hair. I literally only braid right past my natural hair, okay? For row 1, I have 3 braids, 3 human pieces. Row 2, 3 braids, 4 human pieces, but on that front row on the perimeter for that braid, I put 3 pieces because I knew it was going to be on the edge, okay? Third row, 3 braids, 5 pieces. At this point, I'm starting to bump it up so I can get a little bit of fullness on that side section. Fourth row, again, 3 pieces on the perimeter, 5 on the remainder braids. So fourth row, 4 braids, 5 pieces basically. Fifth row, 5 braids, 5 pieces. Sixth row, 6 braids, 6 pieces. Seventh row, 7 braids, 7 pieces. Once you travel up, you want to make and add hair so that it can become fuller, okay? Because do you really need a whole bunch of hair right here on the side of your head? No, but it all depends on, you know, what look you're going for, okay? So that is my hair chart. I hope that's easy to understand. However, cater this to you in your head shape. You're not going to have the exact amount of braids that I have, and you're not going to want to add the pieces like I did. But if you want a similar look to this, that is my hair chart through and through, okay? Now let's get into some tips to achieve the boho fullness that you want, okay? Yes, let's do it. Okay, let's start here, okay? This is what we're gonna do. When you get your hair, you wanna look at it, okay? You wanna look at it, hold it up to your head and say to yourself, would I like a full bundle of hair hanging on the side of my head? If not, no, okay? This hair is going to spread open and become wide and thick, and it's gonna look more full than it does in this bundle. So when you open it, you're going to be able to see, okay? This is about half a bundle left, a little less than half a bundle left, okay? And this is how this looks. Now I will take this and say, I want about this much hair in the back of my head, so I'm going to do my best to add the pieces in along the braid to fill up that space. Now when you start at the back, you don't have to go full, but if you want something full, of course you want to start at least putting maybe 3 to 5 pieces on each braid if you want a fuller look in the back. I knew that I didn't want all that hair tangling up at the back of my nape. In the back for like rows 1 through 3, I kept adding the boho pieces in relatively low on the lower end of my braid so that that hair is not bunching up at the back of my neck. You don't need to put that much hair right there. You really don't. That's something that I've learned over time. You don't need to put that much hair at the top of your braid. It's just going to tangle. That's like a tangle area, okay? But what I feel like I went off on a tangent, but what I'm trying to say is take your hair out, open it up, see how the hair is looking, look at the density of the bundle, and then separate the hair according to how you want the hair to sit on your head. Depending on how much hair you put per braid, that is going to basically determine the density and the fullness of your hair. Depending on how long the braid is, once you get to a point to where you're adding 7 or more pieces per braid, you're looking at a really full style, okay? Another tip that I always tell you guys, and that I always do because I have fine hair, on the edges, on the perimeter, keep those braids short and keep the pieces light, okay, as far as how many human hair pieces you're putting on those perimeter braids. Even if you have thick edges, if you're going to be wearing your hair braided for the summertime, I highly suggest that you just cater to those pieces. And just keep it light. It's not that serious. It's not going to affect the overall fullness of your style, okay? Okay, so let's just get into some frequently asked questions really quick. A major question that people want to know when you braid your hair: how long did it take you to braid your hair? I braided my hair off and on over the course of 3 days. When you do something like this, I don't care what anybody say, boho braids are going to take time. It takes time if you want to achieve something like this. In the way that I show you how to install it, I highly suggest you install it like that so your hair is not shedding all over the place. It takes more time, but it's worth it in the end, and it's worth it to do your hair correct the first time, so you're not wasting money, because you don't want your hair just shedding on the floor, okay? It takes time, 2 to 3 days. If you have the time to get it done, you probably can get it done in 2 days. Is your hair heavy? No, my hair is not heavy. I don't care what anybody says. Human hair is the most lightweight hair that you can wear when you want to braid your hair. Also, my hair is lightweight because, like I said, I only used less than a pack of synthetic hair, and then I used 2.5 bundles of the human hair. My hair is not heavy and it still looks full. I highly recommend the double drawn hair because it's fuller. It's thicker from the rooter to the tutor, okay? So it's a fuller hair. You're not gonna have to just feel like you have to keep picking up more pieces than you need to, because the hair is full from the roots to the ends. Maintenance. So okay, so I showed you guys what I used to braid my hair. I do not recommend that. It made my hair a little bit greasy, okay? So I personally will go in with a dry shampoo if I need to. Spray the dry shampoo on the brush and then brush it through. Or like today, this morning before I filmed, I broke my light, okay? So I had to wait for my light to come. The following day when I took my scarf off, my hair was oily as heck. I did go ahead and take some clarifying shampoo, rub it through the ends and through the top of my braids, and I basically just clarified that grease about my hair. So that's what you're seeing today. My hair has been lightly washed, okay? I didn't add any foam. I didn't add any foam, any mousse, any cream products, anything like that. I wanted it to be free. But like I said, it did have a little bit residual of that oil on it. So do what you think is best for you. If I wanted to add products, I would do a very light oil-free foam. I would do probably like a lightweight hair lotion that's not heavy, and use small amounts of it. Okay, so another thing that I want to mention as far as texture goes, you guys saw the texture of this hair, okay? I feel like this texture is right on the verge of being a loose curl, and I absolutely love that. And I feel like it's going to be a little bit lower maintenance versus something that will be a little bit more curly, like a water wave or something like that. So if you're looking for something that has light maintenance, which this is not a no maintenance thing, something that has light maintenance, I highly suggest this curl pattern, okay? On top of that, it's extremely beautiful. Okay, so I highly suggest this if you want low maintenance. Also, please get yourself a really good detangling tool. Me specifically, I love the unbrush. I'm going to keep screaming that. Get yourself an unbrush. It's going to make detangling a breeze. Always hold on to the base of your head before you start to brush through. You don't want to cause excessive tension and stuff like that on your head. Also, for me personally, I put edge control on my hair. I use edge booster. That can also be drying, and that can aid in breaking off your edges. When I get in the shower, I wash my edge control out, and I let that water get in these braids and rinse it out too, so that it's just not, you know, just gunking up and breaking your edges off, okay? How will I be sleeping at night? Braid or twist my hair up, and then you can re-wet it in the morning to get your curls to shape back the way that you want to, if you don't want the twist out look, okay? Put it in like 2 twists, put your scarf on, you're good to go. Again, I feel like I always have to mention this, especially since it's summertime. If you want to swim in this hairstyle, you can, but I don't recommend it. I know I'm saying this is a summer hairstyle, but you can get you a swimming cap. Protect your investment. I don't care. Get you a swimming cap if it's coming down to that, okay? If you want to swim with your hair free, braid it up or twist it up. Put some little rubber bands on the ears, on the end, so it don't come loose. Put some conditioner in your hair before you go in there, because that chlorine will not only eat up your natural hair, it's going to eat up this hair too, okay? So be careful with your choices. I feel like that's it. I hope this makes sense. When I watch this back, this better make sense. It better make sense. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, okay? It's so nice seeing you again. Not that I could see you through the camera, but I feel you. Thank you for watching my video. Thank you for stopping by again to my YouTube channel, and I will see you guys later. Bye.